Okay, it looks like it is the bewitching hour. Welcome to the January regular meeting of the 3905 Century Club Board. I'm Clay, WA6LBU, your chairman of the board. We'll go ahead and start a roll call with the first area.
First area present, KB1XP.
Okay, the second area.
Second area present, AC2MT.
Okay, third area.
Third area is present, KE3HA1.
Okay, fourth area.
Present, K9GWS.
Okay, fifth area, WA6LBU. Sixth area. Not seeing it. Seventh area.
Present, KE7RG.
K7PGL also.
Okay. I can't see PGL on my galleries.
I'm on the bench tonight.
He's in there.
Okay.
He's there.
Ninth area. I'm sorry, eighth area.
Present, Whiskey 8, November 8.
Okay, ninth area.
Present, Whiskey 9, Whiskey Golf.
Okay, thank you. 10th area.
Present, AA0HF.
Okay. And DX.
DX present, VE3CMB, my cohort, VA3YKT, and we got VA3CBU with his club, VA3YRD. We're not trying to take over or anything.
Okay.
You only get one vote.
You're getting closer to statehood, Craig. Sorry. Saw the shot.
That's okay. That's okay, Clay. All good.
President.
Present here with my cohort, AA1NA, present.
Okay.
Question, Kirk, are you withdrawing your proxy, or do you want your proxy to still be voted?
Let me let it. If I miss it, I'll let me vote. I'm here until another patient comes in the door.
Okay.
That's rough.
Boy, it sucks to be paid to be at a board meeting.
I understand. Okay. We have a quorum. The agenda is jam-packed with stuff. Meeting minutes from December. We've noted some corrections. Are there any additional corrections? We noted some corrections before the meeting started, I'll put it that way.
Not sure what you noted, Clay. I had a couple of small, very small, and they were more editorial comments. Doug, that I just sent to you. It was like 10 minutes before the meeting, so you probably have not seen them yet.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'll include those after the fact.
Okay.
Okay. With those, we have minutes accepted by acclamation.
So, sorry, Clay, and I don't want to be. The changes that were identified, are they changes to content or just changes like I had mentioned to Doug?
Commas and
perfect.
Call signs in the wrong place.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So at one point there's a KE3HAY call sign and no comment, probably because as the discussion was unfolding, it was going so fast I couldn't type as fast as y'all were talking.
Okay.
Okay. Without any other comments?
There was another one for Eric, right? That I had identified, which may not need to change the minutes. I'm not sure, right? But it was more editorial, I think.
Okay. You good with that, Doug?
I'm sorry. I'm looking at your email, Craig. What do you mean?
Under item 1, and I'm not even sure now, and I should have. No, the discussion we were having were V3CMB. It is not an unfair advantage. Anyone is invited to attend the eyeball, and that's, similar. Some people travel, make contacts, but it's not unfair. Okay. After that, you had AA0HF dash nets that. And
Okay.
that's where it ended. So I was just wondering if that needs to come out or if there was an additional comment that needed to go in there.
Yeah, I believe that I put in a disclaimer on that one that said that not all comments are recorded. If you want to know all the details, go to the Zoom.
Okay.
This is really a very onerous task to record everyone's comments in these discussions, especially when it becomes spirited and they come so fast.
Understand.
I'm okay with that.
So, Eric, if you look at those minutes and you want your comment recorded, if you could let me know what it was, I would be happy to add it in.
Thank you, Doug. I'll look.
Okay. With that, any other
You can email
comments?
me after the fact.
Okay.
You need to suggest we not approve the minutes until they're revised or not revised.
Yeah, I agree with Craig. Let's re-review them next time.
Okay, we can do that. So we'll table the minutes until February. Financials for December. Are there any questions or comments or corrections?
We made a little bit of money.
That's always a good thing.
Just a little bit.
Okay, financials accepted by acclamation. No one dissenting on that. Mr. President, do you have anything for reports that you want to add?
I do. It's been a real busy week. The task force met on Friday relative to the transition to the new award secretary, which is a lot more than the transition to the award secretary. And we're continuing to work on our initial task list. And basically, we have on hold issuing award certificates probably until the end of the month. We'll encourage the awards managers to continue to process them, but since Ben took the award system away from us, we'll have to develop something, and we should have it done by the end of the month. And that's
careful which way you go, Dean. Please.
What's that?
Careful how you present this, please.
On factual.
I don't want to repeat of the last meeting, but please be careful how you presented this. Okay, Ben did not take it away from you. You know the story behind it as well as I do.
I will state it. Let me state it.
Wait, no, let me finish and then you can state it.
Oh, good.
Let's just say there will be no awards processed until whatever, the new system gets up and running. Sorry, you were saying?
Okay, number two. I'm not going to say that. Number two, there is an issue with the printer, and I'm open to discussion, but what has been suggested is that the club gift to Ben the current printer that probably would cost somewhere between $300, maybe $400 to get packed and shipped to Rich in favor of buying a new printer going forward. I'm open to discussion, and then based on that discussion, I will bring it to the February board meeting. In the meantime, the current award secretary said that it is no problem not having the club's printer for the next 30 days.
Comment.
Yeah, me too. Sorry, Kian, or sorry. You know what? Let me go back and start using my hand because Clay. I apologize.
Okay. Keon, go ahead.
Yeah, really quick. Just let them keep it at this point, and it's just let's get something newer. Supply ink, do whatever we got to do, toner, whatever the case is. It's not worth the shipping hassle, and then it gets damaged or something like that. Let's not go through the headache. It's not worth it. Done.
Okay, with that, Craig.
So no, absolutely. I would like to know the costs. Now, there have been comments that Ben is holding the printer. Oh my God. Anyway, what is the cost of a new printer? What's the cost of an old printer? This should not come back on Ben. He cannot lift it right now. Anybody who wants to go, if you guys wanted to arrange somebody to go in and pick it up, he had a hernia operation. You know that. You all know that. Well, Dean, you know that. But when the time comes, either one, he can pick it up and he can ship it, or two, you can bring somebody in to pick it up because it exceeds the weight of his doctor's recommendation. So, let's determine what it is, but this doesn't come back on Ben, and he's not holding it.
I never said that he was holding
You
it. No, I'm saying, let me reiterate. I know that Ben is going through a hernia operation.
Yeah.
He has stated that the solution to the transfer printer is to hire somebody to come in and pack it and then pay for the shipping. We've done some very broad estimates of what that would cost.
Of course.
Just call it $300 for lack of anything else.
Sure.
To replace that printer, brand new, shipped in a original box, to Rich's doorstep.
Yep.
Is about $600. And
let's go with the new one.
The thought is that let's just let Ben have the printer and thank him. Thank you very much. And we'll buy a new printer, and that's all it's about. No more.
Perfect. As long as there's no future comments or emails or insinuations that he's holding us hostage.
Okay.
Nope. He's not. And
Good.
If I did that, I apologize. The purpose of this discussion is, do we have kind of a thumbs up that we're headed the right direction? If so, then I will get the motion prepared. We have more comments, I realize that. But my goal here is to get the discussion going so that I can put together the motion for the February meeting of what we're going to do. Okay? That's all it is. Okay? No, we're not voting on anything tonight. We're just, whatever. Back to you.
With Dean, standby one. Gene, you're up, and Robin, you're on deck.
Oh, thank you. Simple. Buy the new one. Thank Ben, and we're done.
Mhm.
I'm done.
Okay, Robin?
I was going to ask how much it was, but it's been answered since then. I don't know if we even need to vote on buying a printer. Why don't we just do it?
Because I don't have the authority as president to authorize that payment. It's got to go to the board.
So Robin,
do we have to wait?
my view as treasurer is that, items that aren't in the budget, which is approved by the board, or need to be approved by the board, especially a $600 item. So that's why it's, I'd like to see the board approve it. And, other than incidental expenses that might not be in the budget, but most of them are, we go to the board to get approval.
For example, we are getting some miscellaneous reimbursement requests from Ben, and we're paying those, and they're through shipping of other kinds of things to Rich, and we're just paying those as we go along. Correct?
And they'll be de minimis. They'll be in
Yeah.
less than $100, less than $50, maybe. I don't know.
So we could vote on this tonight?
No, we can't.
We need a motion.
I'll put the motion in for the February board meeting. Again, I've cleared this with Rich, and Rich, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Rich says he can do without the new printer until February because he's got the same model printer, only he's got the scanner on it than the club has with Ben. So it's not a matter of compatibility or anything else. It's the same printer. So that's kind of where we stand.
General comment?
You can even do a lieutenant colonel comment, Craig. Go ahead.
I thought we did have a minimum that the president could approve, and if not, we should look at doing that and getting that in place. I mean, we're not for profit and all that stuff, but understand the regular expenses, 50, $100 here or there as part of the regular routine. But other non-regular type expenses that come up, maybe the president, maybe we need to look at the president being allowed to approve that up to, let's say, $500 or $800 or whatever. I don't know. I thought we had a limit. Gary?
Well, so we don't have anything in writing, Craig.
Okay.
And frankly, we could do that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Okay. But frankly, we have that hardly ever come up. You know what I mean? There just isn't. It just doesn't happen. We get most of the stuff in the budget, and except
Gotcha.
for things like, we have to change a registered agent. That wasn't in last year's, but when we had to register, that wasn't in last year, in this year's budget. That'll be like $35 or whatever it is.
Gotcha.
So
It's going to
things
be
like
done
that,
with
we
the
just
annual
go ahead and
report.
move forward with. If they're sort of the normal course of business, we just go ahead and move forward with it because we can't say we're not going to pay the $35, right? Yeah, the state of Florida won't like that too well.
I have a comment, please, Kurt.
Go ahead, Kirk.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I agree. The president should have some discretionary control, but at this point in time, $600 represents nearly 10% of our budget.
True. Yeah.
I'm done. Just want to kind of note that that's a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dean.
Just real quick, the difference between this and something else is that what we're doing is we're purchasing club property. And I think that it's these kinds of things that need to come to the board, whether they're $100 or $600. If we're going to buy something for the club, I think the board needs to be able to act upon it. So that's all. And by the way, I've had over the last 8 years, I've had several people said, you need to put something in the bylaws where the president can spend up to $250 in a 3-month period of time without whatever it is, but it needs to be noodled around by somebody other than me. So, yeah, let's do that. Let's figure out what we want to do and get something written up. I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. With that, moving on down, awards committee. I don't think
I'm not done. I'm not done, Clay. That was only part.
Oh, okay.
That was only part one.
Okay, I apologize. Go ahead, Dean.
So part two is the transition team did meet. We're meeting regularly on Fridays. To basically our goal now is to test and implement a system that was written a couple of years ago by Matt, which we'll call, for lack of anything else, the awards entry system. It's a lot of work, and it's going to need involvement of all the AAMs to be able to log into it and test it. But basically, it is a club hosted facility, and our target is by the end of the month. We did say that if we get it done earlier, that we will implement it earlier. And what that means is that we will not have the ability to actually issue award certificates for the next 2 to 3 weeks. And I wish it wasn't that way, but where we stand right now is that's where we're at. And our focus is not to put any fluff around it, but is to get that system up and online so their AAMs can basically get these things posted. So.
Okay. Anything else, Dean?
That's it. I think that's it from the transition team. The plan that I published, we're still on track with that. And as we make changes or whatever it is, I'll make sure that gets posted to the board reflector. So.
Okay.
I have a comment, Clay.
Go ahead, Rich.
We still have the issue of software. We need stamps.com. We're going to need InDesign. And I don't think we need Publisher, but we do need InDesign. We need stamps.com. So there's going to be a fee for that also.
Publisher is going out of support in a couple of months.
So, Rich, I feel that that's within my authority to authorize the 22
Okay.
a month
Okay.
for InDesign, and I haven't gotten the quote for the PayPal or for the Adobe Pro, but once you get your feet wet and determine what it is, we need to
Okay.
we need to do longer range licensing rather than month to month. But I think I've got the authority to authorize the $22 a month so that we can get it going. Because I know that your trial ends next Saturday or something like that, and you
Yes,
need more
yes.
time with that. So, right.
How much was that a month, Dean?
What's that? 22. I think Rich said it was $22 a month.
$22.99.
Somewhere
Okay.
around
Okay,
there.
I'm sorry, guys. I missed it by one.
Plus tax.
And then Adobe, and Rich has not done his job at letting me know what the cost of Adobe is, but we'll need Adobe so that we can to do the award application. And my understanding is the awards committee is had been in the process of working on a new award, and I've asked them to kind of let's postpone this until we get this other thing done, and then we can get back to work on working on those. And there's actually not one, but there's three things that are on the table for the awards committee to process here fairly soon. So,
Is there an estimate on Adobe?
What's that?
Is there an estimate on the cost of Adobe?
We're gonna wait till I get the files from Ben to see what we really need, and then we'll go from there.
Because don't we currently, as a corporation, have a license for Adobe? No?
No. Everything was done personal. So we have no licenses for any of that software. We reimbursed, and correct me if I'm wrong, we reimbursed Ben on an annual basis for our fair share of InDesign. Okay.
Right.
So, and the number that I got was he was spending about $700 a year for full licensing. And I'm kind of pushing that back up to Rich to say, what do we really need?
Right.
And once we determine what that is, then we'll come back to the board with the final number. But
So that one will come back to the board.
Yeah, we have to pay it. I mean, if we want
gotcha.
to continue, we got to do it. So,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay, Doug has his hand up.
Yeah, a question. What's the $23 a month for?
It's correct me if I'm wrong, Rich, but Rich basically has a trial version of InDesign, and in order to continue to use it on a month-to-month basis, the figure was $22.99 a month. And what we need to do with those kinds of things is we need to get them off a monthly plan onto an annual plan, if that's really what we need, because most of these companies offer some discounts on annual plans. So, but yeah. So let's let Rich kind of run that, and then when he gets back to me, then we'll get some motion put together so that we can make sure that we modify the budget so that we account for it and we can get the right licensing, purchase. So.
Yep.
Okay. Next, Dean.
That's it. I just, the transition team is working really hard at trying to do this, and again, for you directors, I would, when this meeting gets over with, I would get together with your AAMs and encourage them to get a hold of Rich so they take part in the testing, and because we need their feedback, and so that we can get this done in an orderly fashion. So again, I'm asking all of you directors to do it. Tim, W8MD, took the document that Ben prepared for the AAMs. It was a 3-page document, and it talked about things like how to process progressive awards, how to do other things, but there was a short section about the AAM back end. And what Tim did is he expanded that section with screenshots and everything else, and it's back. Rich has it, and Rich is going to make it available to the AAMs. So, and that should help with the training. And like we talked about Friday, we need to get this training. We need to get this testing and feedback started Monday, and not 3 weeks from Friday. So we need the feedback of everybody. Like I said, Matt's done a good job, but Matt has never been an AAM. And the AAMs have a better idea of what their job is. So anyway. Yeah, so we created that document and we're moving ahead. Done. I'm
Okay.
done.
Awards committee, Rich, do you have anything to add?
Not right now. There's not much going on.
Okay.
Yeah, not much, Rich, right? Hardly anything.
Everything's it's in the mail. Everything's in the mail. So as soon as we get it, we can move forward.
I suspected you were going to say that, but I figured I'd give you the opportunity. Bylaw review committee, Eric?
Yeah, no, I'm not the committee chair for that anymore. Yeah,
Oh.
there's no report.
That's right. Old habits die hard. Member communications, Gary?
I don't have anything this month.
Okay. Is Matt here for IT?
We already know what he's doing.
25 eyeball report. Paperwork is underneath my laptop. Gary will have the financials this week, and then I'll work on the rest of it. 26 eyeball report. I don't see Mac. Am I wrong?
Mac is here.
Okay. What's that?
Mac is here.
He is?
He was.
I don't see him on my gallery, so.
I don't see him either.
Mac, do you have
I don't see
anything?
him either, Doug.
He must have fallen off.
Okay. There's a couple of you have been bouncing around. Eric has been bouncing on and off, and I don't know if it's my end or his. Quite possibly his internet may be way too cold. Okay. Election monitors report. Kirk, anything to add?
We did send a report to Doug kind of here this afternoon, and I may get called away, so I'll see if Virgil could read that for us.
Yeah, I can read that.
Thank you, Virgil.
All right. Yeah, and it's just kind of a recap. Nominations for club president closed at the end of our last meeting. Candidates are Dean Davis, KL7R, and Bob Young, W5UOT. Nominations for area directors in the even numbered call areas closed at the end of November 2025. And the candidates are Rich Walbert, AC2MT, and Peter Summers into XTT, fourth area, Gary Schlegel, K9GWS, sixth area, Wayne Harris, Whiskey Yankee 6 November, eighth area, Gene Marsh, W8NET, and 10th area, Mac McCracken, W6PNY. Balloting continues to run smoothly with 84 members voting as of this evening. 83 members voted by online voting and 1 email so far. Only 1 instance of a duplicate IP address is detected so far, but it's understandable as the 2 members that voted are husband and wife and believed to be at the same QTH. No duplicate voting is evident so far. On the air voting will be Wednesday, January 14th at 2026 local on the 40 and 75 meter single side band nets that are scheduled. The NCSs have been notified and are ready to report any on-air voting to both election monitors. Voting ends Thursday, January 15th, 2026, local at 6:59:59 Eastern Standard, 5:59:59 Central Standard, and let's see, Mountain Standard Time is 3:59:59. I'm sorry, that's Pacific time, which correlates with January 15th, 2026, 23:59:59 UTC or Zulu time. Results will be tallied, checked, and confirmed and reported the following day or as soon as possible right after. The results will go first to the club president and chairman of the board, then to the secretary and webmaster. Following that, they will be posted on the Club Reflector. And that's from Virgil Warren, Whiskey 9, Whiskey Golf, and Kurt Fraser, AA1NA, the election monitors. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Virgil, and thank you, Kirk. Okay, that takes us down to old business. There is none. New business. I don't think there is any.
No, there's new business, but there's something we need to think about. And I don't have it all in front of me, and this is not for a discussion today unless people want to discuss it. But I believe the way our bylaws now go is that any motion to be presented to the board must first go through the award secretary and well, what used to be what Eric used to do as well. So now that we don't have people in those positions, how do we propose new motions?
Well, could you repeat what you just said? You lost me, Craig. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, not a problem, Dean. And like I said, I don't want to create chaos here again tonight, but it's something we need to think about. We need to solve quickly.
Right.
So somewhere in the bylaws, and Eric, can you tell me where it is or not?
Oh, yeah, it's in section 1, but Craig, to comment on that, only motions affecting the bylaws need to go to the bylaws committee or the awards committee. So basic things like we're talking about tonight, purchases of printers, don't have that requirement.
Right, but we were talking about potentially some other stuff. And if it doesn't go through the awards committee or the bylaws committee, do we know if the motion is going to, that was the whole purpose of sending all the motions through these two committees, was to see if it affected the bylaws or if it affected the awards. So if we're creating new motions, not to buy something, absolutely, but we need to look at solving that very quickly. For example, if I were to come up with a award, and I do, I have a recommendation from well, Brad's here, VA3CUB, on a new award, a couple of new awards actually. So obviously I cannot submit those at this point. You know, if there's something else that comes up or another motion that we're talking about right now, when it comes to some of that controversial stuff, if there's a motion that comes up that says, you know, can we change the way we can have QRP nets outside of the eyeball, for example, then that can go nowhere. We can't even process those motions at this point with our current bylaw. So it was just a comment of the importance and significance of reestablishing both those positions so that we are in line with future potential motions that are coming out that may affect the bylaws and may affect the awards. That's it.
Okay,
You understand what I'm saying, Dean?
Yeah, I'm trying to formulate this thing, and I'm sorry, it's a moving target, Craig, but so right now, today, my goal is to get the new awards committee up and running. Yep. I have a responsibility that by March 1st, if I'm still president, to basically reestablish and reconfer the 5 members of the awards committee. Okay, and I will be working with Rich as the award secretary, that if he wants to make any suggestions for changes, that basically we can do that, but that will be done by the 1st of March. Yep. Since we're doing all this other kind of stuff, I have decided that unless there's something really going to happen in the next 45 days, that I'm not going to focus on trying to put together the bylaw committee until after the 1st of March. And
that is certainly okay, Dean. Yeah. No. It wasn't a challenge. It was just something that Just
No,
don't forget, folks, right?
right. And what I want to do when I put this committee, the bylaw committee back together, is I really want board input of how we're going to refill these positions because Eric has served very, very well as chairperson of the bylaw committee. And we will not find somebody
Yep.
that can duplicate exactly what he did, but we need to get pretty close. And again, unless we've got an emergency, we need to make sure that we pick the right people. And I've got the responsibility for 3 committees right now. I've got the bylaw committee, I got the awards committee, and I got the presidential advisory committee. And my goal is that I'm going to try to get those done by the 1st of March, but I don't think we're going to be able to do the bylaw committee until after we begin the beginning of the next fiscal year. So,
No, I understand.
and again, if for example, I'll give you an example. Let's say that Gene says, "Oh, I want to do this new award," and he makes a motion to it for the next bylaw or for the next meeting. I myself will move that we need to postpone this until after the first of the fiscal year so that the new committee, whatever they may be, can take control of it and do exactly what you're talking about because these things need to go to these committees before they come to the bylaws. Right.
Okay. Yep. No, and that was it. I just wanted to bring everybody, make sure everybody is sort of up to date on it.
Right. Well, I'll tell you this. What I know is that we've got and I'm not, shaking the bag, but we've got one new award that's the general award that Johnny was working on, and then we've got a couple of awards that have to do with the club's 50th anniversary and the nation's 250th anniversary. And I think those were being authored by Kurt, and he's in the process of trying to get those kind of redone because we're kind of late in the game. So, but he will be working with the awards committee to figure that out, not me. So, yeah.
Yep. Good.
And we're going to keep Rich busy, by the way. Rich said, "Oh, I can do this. Oh, no problem." And and he said that, "Well, you didn't tell me that when you asked me to do it." So
I stay awake.
I do recall being told numerous times in the Air Force, "Be careful of what you ask for."
No.
You just never know.
I was told never volunteer. I just said,
I was too. Which would have got me. So anyway.
Well, when I got a couple stripes, I found out that when I volunteered, I was usually put in charge, and that was a lot more comfortable. Okay, with that, anything else new?
Motion to adjourn.
No, we're not there yet. We probably have already done this, but questions and answers with the directors and officers.
Hey, Clay, I just want to give some feedback to the election committee. I mean, I did that for a while, and there's more work there than you think, and they're doing a great job. So I just wanted to thank them for what they were doing. And I think the second thing, I had some feedback, and I think this might be a good idea. A little too late for this election, but that we have a page on the website that shows all the candidates. There's no way for somebody to see like who all the candidates are. They can only see for their call area. So just a thought for next election season that maybe we have a page that shows all the candidates for all of the offices that are up for vote.
I would appreciate that because I needed it and I couldn't find it. I didn't have it.
Gary, I think we did. Oh, sorry. I think we did in the past, Gary. Where I could see everybody. I mean, obviously, I could only vote on TX and president or vice president, but I think there was a page in the past.
Yeah, there currently is a page called Candidate Bios where they're listed, and the candidates have an opportunity to post a picture of themselves and a bio if they want to put something in. They send that directly to the webmaster, and he puts it on the page. And if I remember, I don't have my computer in front of me, but under when you sign into the club webpage, you can look at elections, and one of those is election bios. And if it's not there, there's a tab that says election information, and you can reach club bios there.
That is correct, Kirk. And that's all the listed candidates.
So even on the ballot where you're voting at the top left, there's a link to go back to bios before you vote. So, we've got it in multiple places.
Okay.
And then Craig, one more comment back to you when we're talking about elections. So for the election committee has identified that we need to make some changes to both the election handbook and the bylaws. And that's going to get postponed into the springtime because we don't have any elections. So we found some inconsistency. So that's just an example that putting that on hold, we'll get the committee put together, and then that'll probably be one of the first tasks to kind of wrestle with and Virgil and Kurt both after me, and can we do it? Can we do it? So anyway, that's
Gotcha.
that's kind of my plan. So
Yeah, gotcha.
but then I may not be president, so hopefully.
Well, that's okay, Dean. I might not even be alive.
Canada may
Come
not
on,
be,
I thought
Canada may
everybody,
not be a country.
I thought everybody was going to say yay.
Yeah, be careful.
Oh,
Be careful on the
that's-
ice up there, Craig.
Don't say
I'll
it.
just zip my mouth and not say anything else.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to be at my 30-30 eyeball.
Hey,
Um,
Clay, Brad has a hand raised, I think.
Brad?
Brad, yeah, he's out. I know he's out of context, and we still have a meeting going, but it's up to you. You want to recognize him,
Who's Brad? I don't have a Brad.
Brad? You don't?
Oh, okay. There's Brad. Sorry. Brad, you're up where Dean used to be, on my gallery. I'm playing musical galleries here. Go ahead, Brad. You're muted.
No audio, buddy.
All that, no audio. You Canadians are all alike.
Oh, Dwight. Sorry, Jesus. Oh my God. Rest in peace, buddy. Dean, there's probably been many days over the last couple of weeks you wished I had no audio.
I can change that right now. Permanently.
Okay. Gene, I recognize your hand, and thank you for using all of your fingers. Brad, have you figured out your audio yet?
I don't know. Have I?
Yes.
No. Yes, you have. Go ahead.
It better be
Sorry.
good.
Oh no, it's not. If I'm out of order, Clay, that's fine. I thought you said it was Q&A time, or is that
It is.
separate for?
Too loud.
Yeah, you're good. We just couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. So first, thank you to what you folks do as the board for the club. I am the director of a local not-for-profit, and I've been on the board of directors for a provincial not-for-profit, so I know how much time and effort it can take of your day. So I do appreciate what you do. My question, and I don't know if it's for the board or a particular person, do we do any advertising anywhere to try to bring new members in? I've been around a year or so now. 289 check-ins. I just looked that up, and I'm still trying to guess Vermont, Rhode Island. I've managed Hawaii once and Alaska once. So are we advertising anywhere in any of the magazines, online places to try to say, hey, this is who we are, and look for new members?
Gary, that's for you.
I was going to say the same thing.
We do not do any advertising, Brad. We have a Facebook page. We have a web page. Right now, today, 95% of all the people who join our nets because of they hear us on the air. That's how people find us. We did something quite a few years ago where we were at Hamcation and had a booth and a table there. We talked to, I think it was 259 hams. Out of that, we got a couple who joined a couple of times, but we got 0 members out of it. And it's been our view that advertising in magazines, first off, it's fairly expensive, but advertising in magazines and even on QRZ isn't going to get you very, very much because it isn't like you can click on that thing and go buy a roll of cable. That's what most of that advertising is. They have to click on it and then they have to do something else and they got to come to our net. So we've been of the view that advertising like that won't get us much for the amount of money we have to spend. So
Can I counter that with one idea, Gary?
sure.
It doesn't have to be expensive. We have a national magazine, for example, for the Radio Amateurs Canada, and they're always looking for content. So you write a story, you write an article, and you have it submitted, and if they accept it, that's free advertising.
Yeah,
Things
and,
like
and I
that
think
is what we could look for.
there's been a little bit of that done in the past, but yeah, I mean that's a thought, Brad. We could try that.
I sorry, Brad, Gary. I think that's a good idea. Now, I know JR did that years ago, but that was years ago as well. So yeah, absolutely, maybe. And
Craig, do you have any idea?
Of
Do you have any
the
idea how many people we got as a result of that article?
no, but it's about visibility, Gary. And if this is free visibility,
And if you don't do it, you get zero.
Well, this
If
is
you do
true,
it,
and
you might
this-
get some.
but somebody has to do the work, and I don't consider volunteer time free. All right. Volunteer time is very valuable, and I've been involved in a lot of volunteer organizations. So I'm very conscious about spending volunteer time that gets us no results.
okay,
But
so
so what I'd say is we could try this. We've got this one Canadian magazine. I don't know whether I suppose that QST would probably do something similar. So we could take a look at that.
Okay.
All right.
So let me just give me 30 seconds and that's it. I'm done. Brad, we've talked about this for years. We've tried different things over the years. It's certainly been a challenge and discussions. And as Gary said, we did the Hamcation that down in Florida. Nothing really panned out as far as seeing productive numbers come in, or at least come in and stick around to make it better. I mean, it was basically the website and people coming across us. But your idea there on Radio Amateurs of Canada, actually, that's fantastic. It's free if they accept the article. It's free. Okay, so you know what, Brad? Maybe you and I put together my little trip last year, something similar to what JR did, about going across Canada and working mobile and doing all this stuff, and then going down through the States and work and see if they accept it. If they do, it's an article they publish. The Radio Amateurs of Canada readers may or may not enjoy it, and we might or might not get somebody coming in, but that will cost us nothing. I think that's a good idea.
Happy to work on that with you, Craig. I've been published in half a dozen places on articles for different things over the years, so happy to work on that with you.
Okay. Johnny, WCQ, had been jumping up and down, putting his hand up. Eric, do you have your hand up? Okay. Johnny, go ahead.
No,
Do we have John?
I didn't. Excuse me. I didn't raise my hand. I was trying to figure out how you did it. That's what I was saying.
Okay. Well, while you were wondering, I was looking, and I still haven't figured out how to do it.
You click on the React button. On the bottom of your screen, there's a heart that's a React, and in there, there's raise your hand.
Oh,
Yeah.
Look at that.
Hey, I'll comment, Brad, as Kirk, AA1 and A. You know, those are great ideas, and the fact that they are low cost, but well done and published and engaging. But hey, one of the other greatest ways of getting people to our nets, and this is how I got in, and several others, were I was tuning around the radio and I heard some guys having a great time. You could tell they were having fun.
Yeah.
You could see them smiling on the other end of the microphone. Having a fun net. And when a news station checks in, call them. We're glad you're here. If they feel the enthusiasm in your voice, hey, they'll stay. That is probably our best way is word of mouth, and hear us having a great time. So yeah, and you always seem like you do, Brad. So we'll keep doing it. I'm back tonight.
Okay, Gene.
A couple of things. Number one, and Dean was trying to get you as well.
Yeah, Dean's next.
A couple of things. The logo for next to your eyeball is done. Kirk has seen it. Mac has, of course, seen it. And I will send a copy to you, Dean, as well for the North Dakota eyeball. Second, Brad, we have talked about some kind of advertisement or some kind of a campaign. It was shelved for a couple of reasons, some good reasons, and we are trying to assess other things that could be done. And I think your idea is an awesome one. I'm done. Thank you, Clay.
Okay. And Dean.
Okay, so just real quickly, just to tap off of what Gene says, is that what we need to do in the next 6 months is we need somebody to come up
I
with
see you, John.
with a design for a 50th anniversary logo for the 2027 year, something that we can carry through our website and everything else, like we did with the 40th. So we need to do that. But what I did for my eyeball is I went to the ARL and I asked them about what we could do. And anyway, making a long story short, I wrote an article for the QST about the upcoming eyeball, that it was welcome. Anybody was welcome to join us. It was in Oregon, right? And they published it, and they followed up with about $500 worth of books for raffle prizes at no cost. So yes, there are ways that you can, promote this thing. And I have seen nobody since the mid 2005 even try to do that. But $500 worth of raffle prizes, even though they're handbooks and antenna books and wire antennas and all this kind of stuff, that stuff goes a long way. And I think that I worked real hard at when I did my eyeball promoting my donors on the website, so that like when Elk Antenna, they sent me $100 antenna, I put their logo up and I said they were a donor for the eyeball. So there are things that we can do, but we've kind of veered away from that, and we need to kind of get back to that. And I'd like to see the eyeball handbook updated with some more of that kind of stuff that future eyeball hosts can use to help promote it. Because what better way? Somebody lives close to you and they say, hey, on August 10th, there's going to be a get together with Century Club. Maybe I'll just stop by and see what's going on. So yeah.
So
you're right.
So
Dean, check your email, please.
So
my
Craig, you and Brad, I think, volunteered to write an article for the Canadian magazine. There's no reason that we can't put that in. See if QST will put it in their magazine, right? I mean, it doesn't have to just be in the Canadian magazine.
No, now it would be easier, Gary, if I had a membership to QST, which I don't. I
do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I do. And I'd be willing to reach out to them. I'm not sure how to do this or what to do, quite frankly. But
Me either.
So I'd be willing to reach out to them and say, hey, we've got this article. We'd like to know if you would publish it. And I suspect they probably will. I don't see. I don't know anything about this, but I'm assuming they probably have minimum and maximum sort of word requirements, right? Right, because the pages. I've worked with trade magazines before where we put articles in, and they had because they only had so many editorial pages to
Right.
put stuff on, right? Right. And then the advertising pages, right? And so we'd have maybe we need to find a little bit of information about that so we know how long to make the article or whether to include pictures and things like that. So
Yeah.
I can reach out to QST and see what they say.
Or check
Yeah, well,
do you know your section manager?
Yes.
they're
Oh, I don't
well-
know
well
him.
different.
I know who he is. I don't know him.
Okay.
Maybe wait till we have something before you reach out.
That's what I think too. That's what I think too, Brad. That's what I meant. I would reach out at that time and say, hey, would you, be willing to do this? But I also thought I might reach out ahead of time and say, what are your requirements if we want to submit an article? What are you looking for? So.
and I can do that. No, that very good point, Gary. And I can do that with RAC, and I probably should before we even started. And they're here now. Okay, they're 5-minute, 10-minute drive from where I am. I've never gone, even though I'm a member, I've never actually gone into their office, and maybe this is worthwhile to do that. But just with that concept, and for them, yeah, I'm kind of promoting the club, but what I'm doing is I'm giving an article to the amateurs here in Canada about mobile operations, and going across Canada from Ontario, right? 2 days or 2.5 days to get to Ontario, and then Manitoba and Saskatchewan and Alberta. And then I'm going down through the States, and I'm part of this club here. And, so you know what? Hey, these are good ideas. These are thinking outside of the box ideas. This is not going to cost us anything if it's accepted. And, hey, let's try it.
Well,
That is, and Craig, that is probably what will appeal to them is something along the lines of what you can do with a mobile operation. The kind that will be the interest line in that story for them.
Yeah.
And then you weave into 3905 Century Club stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, and there's nothing says that you can't, even though you're Canadians and you're writing it for RAC, submit it to ARRL.
Well, that's what I said.
Oh,
QST,
okay.
which is
yeah. I apologize. I had a German Shepherd that thought we were being invaded by the hordes.
Yeah.
If you want me to,
I see a hand up from Rich.
Yeah. So anyway, I have about at least three members of the ARRL in my local club. So Wednesday we have a meeting. I'll talk to them Wednesday. And another one is Rocco Conti. He was a member here for years. He works with the ARRL also. So I'll talk to them on Wednesday when I see them and see how we have to do it. What's involved.
Rich, even if they can't, give you an answer, maybe they can tell you who the best person to talk
Who
to.
to contact. We'll get a contact information.
Yeah.
So I'll do that Wednesday.
Okay.
I can
How
try
do I put my hand down?
How do I put my hand
I think
down?
it's
Oh, there it is. I see it.
just
There
the
it is.
opposite from putting it
Took
up.
mine down.
Right.
Dean.
hopefully I won't get in trouble for this, but I may. So many of you haven't seen this, and this isn't a matter of approving or disapproving, but here is an example of the logo that has been, or the emblem that has been given for the 2026. And this is up to the eyeball hose. But why not put this on the club webpage? Why not, replace this? Because I think this is great. I really do. And this is in line with what they did in the 40th, is it just, let's just start promoting this stuff rather than just, have the, kind of the same dull, boring kind of stuff, and finding changes. And my hat off to whoever designed it. I think this is great. And
That
I
is
get,
nice.
I think it's worthwhile of this year, putting up on the website at the top, and it advertises the club, it advertises the eyeball, the whole bit. So, but anyway, yeah. Thanks, Gene, for sharing this with us. And if I'm out of line, well, what can I say?
Well,
I agree with you.
that's my intellectual property. I designed that, same as the logo for the New Hampshire eyeball and the Clay's eyeball as well.
No, I think
But North Dakota is a red state. The buffalo should be facing to the right.
What was that?
Good one.
Anyway, I think, look, guys, these are all really, really good ideas, and I think that like if you've got any ideas, reach out to your areas and because we don't do it in a whole, and we're going to survive on new members. So.
And Dean, just to take that a little further, I'm not sure I would get rid of our current logo, but I would also add that one. And every year,
side by side, we do it side by side. Yeah,
absolutely. And every year there's a new eyeball. There's typically a new little logo, or there's typically a new something for the mug. Every year we change it, right? I mean, these are all great ideas. This is fantastic.
I agree.
John, are you leaving, or you're wanting to say something?
Brad said he's leaving.
I will tell you what I will do, Craig, is as soon as the eyeball host has published the eyeball material, in other words, clickable material, I will add side by side. I'll add it side by side. Okay. Great idea, right? So it's on the top. It's on the top of the web page of all the web pages, and then it's got a link to where the eyeball is. Yeah. And so good idea.
Okay, can we adjourn this thing?
No,
Okay, go
I
ahead,
wanna
John.
just-
Go ahead.
John's got a comment. YKT.
Go ahead.
I have a couple of comments. Craig, if you and Brad are going to do that article, make sure you mention why you missed none of it. Okay, that's really important. And number two, gentlemen, if you're talking about advertising, what's happening with our own Centurion? I haven't heard boo short of Brian is leaving.
I apologize.
Are we looking at a replacement?
Hold on. I've got an answer for you. I received the resignation from Brian a couple of days ago. I haven't posted it yet, but he has resigned from Centurion Editor. He outlined several things in it, but first and foremost, the biggest thing that he outlined was the lack of material putting together. It was two things: lack of material and the lack of directors and officers and people like that supplying information. So,
I'm guilty.
One of the things that I had identified a while back, and I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but I had suggested that we were putting too much emphasis in the Centurion of articles produced by one member. And while those articles were cool, it didn't spread to the whole club, if you know what I mean. And Craig was around when we used to get all kinds of fun stuff in the Centurion. I mean, how-tos, and I know that Jimmy wrote a number of OHL wrote a number of articles from time to time. We had articles about how to apply for the 100-point, all that kind of stuff, and we don't do that anymore. And I told Brian, I said, feel free to go back to 2002, 2003 and scrape the progressive stuff up and republish it. It's valuable today. We haven't changed the award today. Why not republish those kinds of things? Clean it up a bit and then republish it. But the thing that we did stop is we did stop fluffing the Centurion with all the awards received and the bylaws and 30 pages of stuff that the members really don't want to see, but those how-to and how many people remember EOP, WA3 EOP?
Mm-hmm.
Elephant on Patrol.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he was regular in the Centurion. And it was short. It wasn't long things, but I thought that was really kind of cool. And it was wide open, but Brian struggled with getting that back into something that that didn't require a lot of work. So anyway,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he has resigned. So
He has?
are we actively looking for somebody to replace?
Yes,
Yes.
I hereby nominate VA3 a YKT. All in favor? Good one.
John, careful of the questions you
I
ask.
was just thinking to myself,
Oh, wait a
shouldn't have
minute.
asked.
Wait a minute. We can't vote on until next month. So.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Hey, you is, John.
Out of order.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no, and I agree, Dwight. Or sorry, Jesus, that's twice I've done that. Rest in peace, buddy. I agree, Dean. And I'm
I see
guilty
you,
of
Doug.
it as well. I am guilty of it as well. And he did ask for, the directors to provide some input, and maybe each month or each edition would be one or two directors and move on and I didn't do that, right? And I do remember EOP, and we were at the West Virginia line together, right? And yep.
You remember Michelle when she did the newsletter 7 years ago, and she had basically every month she had an area logo in each section of the newsletter, and she started to get some people kind of writing short articles, I know it's a lot of work, but really, this isn't all about one member and his journey of the world. It's about the club, and I really
Now-
like to see.
now, by the
I have nobody in line that I can think of, nor have I published it, and I've got several things that need to get done over the weekend.
Right. Now, by the same token, though, if he has no input, I mean, that's not negative on him, right? That's negative, bad on us for not providing the good input. Anyway,
I'm glad we're still recording this, by the way.
We are. Doug,
Yeah,
go
we are.
ahead, and then we'll adjourn this.
I used to edit a newsletter I did 120 issues. And I had no problem putting in a blank page that said, your article could have been here. But my real comment is that in the chat list, I've got the link from ARRL about what you need to know to write articles for them. It's a PDF file you can download and look at. So we can actually start looking tonight at what we want to do about how to submit an article.
Already read it.
Go ahead, Doug, and forward that to me. The problem that I have with I'll send that out to the directors on the board reflector, because I can send attachments to the board reflector. So I will make that available, and then, like I said, I need to get it. Oh, excuse me, announced that Brian has stepped down and we're looking for a replacement. So, and it's like I told Brian, I said, it's not your job to write the articles; it's your job to organize the articles. So,
yeah,
and I think he did a good job. And I think, I mean, I don't want to diminish at all the work that Brian did, but we got kind of spoiled with Steve. He worked relentlessly month by month, and he put stats on for nets and everything. I mean, he took it upon himself to do all that, and we got good newsletters. And there were other newsletter authors like Michelle that went over and above and really worked trying to make it. So, yeah. Thanks, John. Thanks, John. But like I said, you're my go-to guy.
Where's Michelle now?
I guess my oracle's going to have a lot of work.
Where's Michelle now?
Is Erica, by the way, his
don't
wife?
even ask, Robin. I'm sorry.
She's with Ole Miss right now.
Oh, no.
Right.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I move we adjourn. by the way.
Approval to, okay, motion to adjourn. We're